Gord, lengthy practice this morning. The idea to come in after the day off, the day of rest?
Yeah, we had 2 days off the ice. The Sunday wasn't really a day off with travel, or the Monday, I guess it was, starting to run together. But yeah, so we gave him another day off yesterday, and today was just getting the feel back and getting our legs back underneath us.
You had a great finish to the season. What do you sort of attribute that to? Was it chemistry? Was it some young guys stepping up?
A little of everything. I think, not only the young guys, I think the guys that have been here for a few years found their measure again too. But certainly our young guys have created a lot of enthusiasm. And there's been some guys that came from under the radar a little bit that have really made a difference on our team. A Byron Fraze and a Ryan Rupert, and I could probably go down the list of guys, our two goaltenders that have exceeded expectations, that have really driven our team. So, but in the end, it's been a team effort.
When you look at Nylander and you break down, I guess, his season in segments, what are you seeing in this final maybe stretch or month that's like where he's taking it to the next level, I guess?
With any young player, I think it's again measured progress, and for him it's a confidence thing. I think getting over here and he had been playing against men over in Sweden, but being able to sort of get the feel of the league and certainly the schedule, the 3-3, the travel. Now he knows what it's all about, and he's got a confidence about him now that he's making the plays that he's capable of making, and he's making his teammates better around him.
You can sort of frame the upcoming series in terms of what you guys have, who's healthy, and what kind of team you expect the opposition from Grand Rapids?
Well, I think we're two teams that they match up pretty well, and I think we play fairly similar styles, and that we like to play an up-tempo type game, and they certainly do, and they have some guys that have driven their team over the years, some veteran guys, but they also have some new faces in there that have sort of complemented those guys very well. So it's going to be a real test for us, but we feel good about the way we come into the playoffs, and we're confident in our abilities.
There's a formula in the American Hockey League playoffs. The veteran, got to have some key veterans that have bought into the plan. You feel you have those guys?
Oh, absolutely. And not only just our classified veteran players and TJ Brennan and Brendan Mickelson, McLaren, guys like that. We have some guys that, the Greg McKeggs that have been with us for a while, Sammy Carrick, Stu Percy, that are guys that have been through the wars and have been through some long playoff runs with us, and those are the guys that I think we look to at different times to sort of drive our team, and the young guys aren't getting off either. They're the ones that have kind of gotten us there. So I think it's going to be sort of an overall team effort.
You mentioned some names there. All got called up to the Leafs. Some more Andrew McWilliam, that kind of stuff. Does that make a difference when they come back? Do they come back change players, hungrier, better for you, kind of thing?
I think they've all come back, and there's always sort of that question in their mind whether they can go up and play at that level, and certainly a guy like Andrew McWilliam, being able to go up there and play big minutes and play against the other team's top lines and kill penalties. He's not that he's got a swagger about him, but there's definitely standing a little bit taller, and same with Sam Carrick, Greg McKegg at different times, Josh Levo. They've shown that they can go up there and fill minutes, and not only fill minutes, but be impact type players up there, and so it carries over to us too.
You could argue that the 82-game regular season in the AHL is more about development than winning. I would imagine that the playoffs is more about winning than development, but I guess they're intertwined a little bit.
Yeah, they're always intertwined, and even the second half of the year we were in a real playoff push, and we had basically do what we did the second half to get there. And so there were times where, you know, you have lineup decisions, and you know, it is a question of development. But you know, the good thing for me was that our young developing players were the guys that were driving us, so I made those decisions pretty easy, and it makes them pretty easy at the playoff time too.
There were certain guys that the Leafs consciously didn't call up because they just wanted to see them develop down here. For a guy like Victor Love, who probably could have been up with the Leafs at points this year, what did that do, playing the whole season down here?
I think it was great for Victor, because he went through some mostly ups, but he went through some downs too. And whenever you go through that kind of adversity, you know, it makes you stronger. And I think he's a guy that now he's got that feel of being in North America, and he made that choice to come and play for us. He could have stayed in Sweden for another year, and I think it was really great for his development to get that underneath him, and now he can take that next step. He's certainly got all the ability to do it. It's just for him is applying it every day and making sure he adapts to the type of game that'll take him to that next level.
I think the same thing happened with Connor Brown, where it's like they weren't even almost like looking over their shoulder. They just knew that they were going to stay down here. It was one less worry for them.
You know what? I think in the end, you know, whether it's Connor Brown or you know, Willie Nylander, Ryan Rupert, go down that list is that they were probably mad when they didn't get called up, and that's the response that you want, is that they were mad, and when it didn't happen, it made them play that much harder here to prove people that they're ready at the NHL level. And it's not so much proven management. Our management believes in them. They just felt like they were better served staying with us and making that push to the playoffs. But you know, they're competitors, and that's the kind of people they are. So you know, that'll drive them next year.
Did you have to talk to any of them and just explain the situation, that like it's not, basically it's not you, it's there's a plan in place here?
Yeah, I think our management at different times probably talked to all of them, and just yeah, you know, and whether it's with their families or their agent or whatever, and certainly with the players themselves. And you know, like I said, there's a human element to it, and you know, they've got that in their mind that since they were kids that they wanted to play in the NHL, and when it didn't happen this year, it gets them mad, and I love that response.
You've always been blessed with good goaltending past few years in playoff time. Can you talk about your situation in that position heading into these playoffs?
Yeah, a little bit different this year. Although Ben Scrivens a couple of years ago was only in his second year and drove us to the finals. But you know, you got Christopher Gibson, who's you know, really been steady all year long, and he really hasn't had an extended down period. And the same with Antoine. Like for young players, like it's almost like you're waiting for it to happen, and when it doesn't happen, you're just wow, that's you know, that's pretty impressive. And it's certainly a credit to both those guys and the way they work every day, and their strength of their mind. But also Piero Greco, our goaltending coach, has done a great job with them and kept them on an even keel all year.
With Troy out, what do you do for captain? Passing around, have three guys, what are you going to do?
Well, there is the possibility of Troy coming back, and we're hoping on that. So you know,
he might in this round.
Well, I don't know about this round, but in the extended future, and so you know, he's our captain, he's our leader, and but we've been blessed with that all year. Is that, you know, we lost Trevor Smith for you know, basically a year, and we rotated A's around, and we have a group of leaders in that room that have stepped up without having a C on their chest. So we're pretty blessed that way.
Any other injuries you can fill us in on, guys not to expect on the weekend?
Well, you know, just some long-term guys in Tyler Biggs and Jamie Devane are both gone for a while. Troy Bodie won't be back with us, but am I missing anybody? And Kevin Marshall just had he had season-ending surgery, so you know, that's it.
How do you feel about opening the series? Like usually you guys open on the road, change your opening at home. How do you feel with the 2-3 format?
Yeah, we you know, obviously we put ourselves in a position where we don't have home advantage as far as the amount of games at home. But you know, we love playing in this building. We feel like it's an advantage, and certainly the last game we played in here carried a sellout crowd. It was loud, and our guys really fed off that. So we're hoping to get that same kind of response for the weekend.
Or are you looking to maybe get Valiant into postseason action?
I wouldn't count him out. He played very well in the games that he played this weekend, and you know, he's definitely a strong option for us should we need him.